Hey, good morning, guys. Back here with another video. This was a highly recommended video, so that's the reason why I'm making this. I know with everything, since my birthday is right around the corner, which is around like next Thursday or something like that, I want to get this video out early because this video out right around my birthday would just make no sense, though. It would just ruin the entire video. So, let's get started with it. Today, I'm going to give you my thoughts on 2G speeds. So, if you guys don't know what 2G speeds is, there's speeds to where your data completely slow. If you don't know what 2G speeds are, they're basically it's basically slower. It's actually 2G speeds are basically extremely slow data speeds that you get when you reach over a certain amount of high speed data. I would show you a video clip. I would show you a video clip of what these I would show you a video about how slow these 2G data speeds are, but unfortunately, I don't want to do that because I want to risk getting a copyright strike from the owner of the video and stuff. But I will provide screenshots in this video because why not? Anyways, I'm going to display them on the screen real quick and then I'll get back to my subject. So, as you guys did know, today I'm going to be telling you my honest thoughts on 2G speeds. So, let's go. So, my honest thoughts on 2G data speeds, honestly, they're terrible. And I'm going to explain why. So, first of all, these speeds occur when you're like in a congested area. You only get these speeds, you will only receive these speeds on your device if you're like in a super congested area. So there are three key differences to 2G speeds. One, the difference between 2G speeds is that there's actually three certain amounts of, and there's actually three amounts of kilobits per second. There's actually 3 kilobits per second capped speeds that represents 2G speeds. The first one is 256 kilobits per second, which means your download speeds are 0.2 megabits per second down and 0.2 megabits per second up. 128 kilobits per second, on the other hand, are speeds that are 128 kilobits per second speeds is around 0.0 megabits per second down or 0.1 megabits per second up. And for the upload speeds, it's around the same thing, but your upload speeds gets extremely slow to when your data is very unusable. So and then 64 is just used to be slow. So to be honest though, I don't really like 2G data speeds, and I'm going to be explaining you the reason why. So short story short, back in like 2016 or 2017, I was on a $30 plan from Metro. So I was on their 2 gigabyte plan, which included unlimited high-speed data. And then once you go over 2 gigabytes, your speeds are slowed down to 2G speed for the remainder of your billing cycle, which is around 128 or 64 kilobits per second. My friend Stetson made a video, 2 videos on this, which I will link in the description for you to watch. And I will also put another link to another, and if you guys want to know what the 2G data speeds are like, I will be posting another link in the description below. So I was on this plan for like several months, and then the reason why though, I totally did not like that plan at all, and I'm going to explain you why. First of all, 2 gigabytes honestly it's usually not enough data 2 gigabytes honestly is not enough data to stream a 1080p video. And if you get, and it was only, and I was only able to stream a 480p video for, I was only allowed to stream a 480p video for 24 hours, I think. 24 hours. So right after I went over my 2 gigabyte allotment, I was slowed down to 2G speeds, and your speeds remain, and you remain at 2G speeds for the remainder of your billing cycle. Yeah, I know that's terrible. For the remainder of your billing cycle. And one time I was upgraded to like 8 gigabytes of high speed data, and then I went over that in like 5 days, and then I was slowed down to 2G. Honestly, these 2G data speeds are like way too slow. This is around around October of that same year. I got myself put on unlimited plan, but I was still getting 2G speeds because the unlimited plan only lasts for 30 days and you have to like pay an insane amount of money to get that plan again. So it wasn't great, and through 2018 I was getting these speeds. In 2018, I was getting 2G speeds a lot. So here's like, to be honest though, and 2G data speeds are like very slow. And the only way these speeds will occur, and the only time you would get these speeds is if you go over a certain amount of high speed LTE data. So if you go over like 5 gigs, you're slowed to 2G. If you use over 10, you're slowed down to 2G. Honestly, that's just pretty slow. And these are on like none. This also applies to fake unlimited plans too. If you don't know fake unlimited plans as well, which with fake unlimited plans is they pretend that they're unlimited, but they include like a high amount of high speed data before your speeds are slowed to 2G for the remainder of the month, just like the light data plans itself. So these high data amounts I'm talking about is 35 gigs, 40 gigs, 25 gigs, 20 gigs, 50 gigs, 40 gigs. Those are included in fake unlimited plans. However, carriers like Metro, for instance, include unlimited data. What they do is they give you a certain amount of priority data, and then your speeds are deprioritized, which means you still get unlimited, but when the network is busy, your speeds may slow down temporarily, and then your speeds go back up once you leave the congested area. So that's pretty good. This is why I consider unlimited data. To be honest though, I did not like, here's the reason why I don't like 2G data speeds. And once your speeds slow down to be honest though, when your speeds slow down to 2G, here are certain stuff, there is a lot of certain stuff you're not allowed to do. So if your speeds get slowed down to 2G, YouTube, like stuff like YouTube takes a YouTube video will take a really long time to play. Like if you load up YouTube will take like a really long time to load up the site. Videos will still show up, but it won't actually show the pictures of the video. And if you play any video, if you play like any video on YouTube, the video will actually start buffering for at least 5 to 10 minutes, and the video will start playing and start buffering again. So honestly, same for music streaming. Same for music. So this also affects music streaming as well. So if you use over, this also applies to music streaming. So music streaming, you can't stream music into at 2G speeds. Like honestly, you can play a song, but the song will start buffering over and over and over again. Web browsing, you can't do that with 2G speeds, because you can try, but the site will just, you can try to, but the sites will just take a really long time to load. Discord won't work with 2G speeds. Sites like Discord won't actually load up with 2G speeds. playing the video on YouTube will take a really long time. Like downloading will not work. If you download, like, Google Play Store will actually take a really long time to load as well. And downloading, you also can't download stuff with 2G speeds as well. Like, the downside to that is that you also can't download stuff with 2G speeds. If you try to download something, it will take a really long time to load. It will actually take a really long time to load, and the site won't even load up. So the site won't even load up, and it will take like a really long. It will actually take like hours for the thing to start downloading. So, and this only occurs on plans that do not include unlimited data. Like on the cell phone carrier I am on, I am not, just so you know, on the carrier I'm on, I'm actually not on an unlimited plan. I'm actually on like one of their fake unlimited plans, like Stetson was one of their fake unlimited plans. Stetson was saying in this video, like, you're given a high amount of high speed data, and after that allotment is reached, you're slowed down to 2Gs for the remainder of your billing cycle, and you won't be able to you'll have to like wait an entire month for you to go back up to 4G LTE, which is stupid, honestly. This is exactly why I no longer get those type of plans, because they don't, because yes, you are getting 4G LTE data, but it's only for a short period of time, and then your speeds are completely slowed down to 2G, and then sometimes you may not get notified to and there's also there could be also times where your carrier may not give you a heads up. There are also times where your carrier doesn't give you a heads up to when you run out of high speed data. Like companies like Metro, for instance, actually sent you an email to actually send you a text message if you do run out of your high speed data. However, if you're on an unlimited plan, this doesn't really count. Honestly, however, this doesn't count if you're on an unlimited plan, so just keep that in mind. But honestly, this is just really ridiculous. And the 2G data speeds are like very slow. And honestly, I did not like, to be honest though, 2G's data speeds are like very, very slow. Like, you can't do anything with 2G speeds. And a lot of users made like videos about it. Like, they made videos on how slow the speeds were and stuff. And one of them made a video on Boost Mobile's 2G data, about like Boost Mobile, about how some guy had ended up having 2G speeds, and those speeds weren't working for him, even his data itself. Honestly, that's just a really disappointment though. Honestly though, I had 2G data speeds ever since 2017, and I stopped getting those speeds once I switched to an unlimited plan later on. And honestly, this is why I prefer unlimited data better, because you're getting the full high speed data. You're not getting 2G speeds. You're completely at high speed. So the main reason why, long story short, but the main reason why I wasn't on an unlimited plan back then, because my mom, because I'm not going to give out the reason why, but my mom was actually against me watching Go Animate videos at the time, which I'm not going to mention. So that was kind of the main reason why I wasn't on the unlimited plan back then. But since I have my own channel now, since I started my own channel and I Go Animate videos myself, she doesn't really find that a problem anymore. So I'm actually allowed to watch them again. So it's not really a problem anymore. But honestly, the main reason why I'm making this video, because honestly though, you guys may need to you guys really need to be careful if you end up you guys really need to be careful once you run over your high-speed data. I'm saying if you have Mint Mobile, Boost Mobile, or whatever prepaid carrier you have, like please keep in mind that if you go over your high-speed data and you're not like receiving a text message or given heads up to when you run out of high-speed data, let me know in the comments. And if you guys are on an unlimited plan and haven't noticed any slowdowns or potential 2G speeds, then you're good. Honestly though, I know this was a little controversial, but I know Stetson talked about this in a podcast video I watched on YouTube, but he mentioned that Boost Mobile was formerly owned by Sprint, and they used to offer truly unlimited data plans. But because of the Sprint T-Mobile merger, he said Boost is now owned by Dish, and Boost was forced to change their unlimited plans to 35 gigabyte plans. And once you go over 35 gigs, you're completely slowed down to 2G for the remainder of your billing cycle. To be honest, though, that's kind of really messed up. But I completely understand why. I completely understand why they did that, and I didn't know about this until I saw Stetson's video, which I will link in the description for you to watch. I may link some timestamps down there just so you guys can know. Honestly, these speeds, honestly, they're just slow. Like when I experienced these speeds back in like 2017 and 2018, these speeds were way too slow. They were like whenever I tried to watch a YouTube video, the video would just start buffering and it would not play the video clip. Sometimes it may not play the video clip. Sometimes an error message would pop up on the screen saying that there's like an error playing the video. And sometimes an error message will sometimes pop up showing that that there's like an error playing the video, tap to retry. And I received that when I was on another phone carrier at the time, which had these type of speeds. And honestly, that's just too much. And 2G data speeds affect music streaming, affects everything. So just a heads up, if you see your notice your speed slow down to 2G speeds, it's best that you go on. You won't be able to do anything once you go to 2G speeds except for light email, text messaging and stuff. Like if you want to do music streaming or anything like that, it's best that you go for an unlimited plan or like another high speed allotment plan, just to keep yourself entertained during this difficult time, because honestly 2G data is like very slow. And I know if your speeds slow down to 2G, like you can't do anything with just like go on YouTube. Like if you try to go on like when your speeds get slowed down to 2G, you can try to go on YouTube if you want, but you can try to go on YouTube if you want, but your speeds are so slow that the video will your speeds will be so the 2G speeds are like very slow that if you try to play a YouTube video, the video will take an extremely long time to load, like around like 5 to 10 minutes or even longer. Like even loading up YouTube will take a really long time. And same for music streaming. Like if you try to stream music, you can't do that with 2G speeds because the music will start buffering. Honestly, if you like downloading stuff, like you can't do that with 2G speeds because speeds are just way too slow. And honestly, these speeds are like way too slow. And honestly though, and these 2G data speeds are around 256, 128, or even 64 kilobits per second. In my honest opinion, I don't like 2G. I don't like having 2G speeds because I don't like having these type of speeds because the 2G is way too slow for me, and I don't really like having 2G speeds because it makes me very upset, and I'm not able to do the favorite stuff on my phone with those type of speeds. I know I covered this in other videos, which I later deleted, but you guys get what I'm talking about. And I know back when I was like a ch- I know back then I was also complaining about having 2G speeds, but I'm not going to go into that. But you guys kind of know where I'm going. You guys kind of know where I'm going with where I'm going going with. So honestly though, it's and the thing is that 2G speeds are also not fast enough for 144p video. So the main reason why I don't like 2G speeds is because the speeds are like way too slow, and just so you know, these speeds you will only receive these type of speeds once you go over a certain amount of high speed data. And the worst caveat is that you're actually stuck having these speeds for the remainder of your billing cycle once you go over your high speed allotment. To be honest though, that's really disappointing, and this is why I do not like having those type of data plans. This is exactly why I stick to unlimited data, where I'm getting like all the high speed and stuff. Because let's say if I'm like given, let's say if I'm like asked to go on a website and the page doesn't load up. Let's say if I'm asked to go on a website and the page does a certain website and the page doesn't load up. That's another problem right there. And even though even though even though there is 2G speeds, even though 2G speeds are on unlimited high speed data plans, but they're less likely noticed. Even though you do experience 2G speeds on unlimited plans itself, but it's barely noticeable considering the fact that the plans are unlimited high. But even though you are getting to potentially getting, even though you are getting 2G speeds on unlimited plans as well, but the speeds are barely noticeable considering the fact that the plans are unlimited high speed data plans. Considering the fact that the plans are unlimited, so you don't really. I know on unlimited plans you don't really notice it as much. I know if you're on unlimited plans, you really don't notice it as much. But again, if you don't like the 2G data speeds, let me know in the comments. Honestly, this is exactly why. Like I stopped receiving 2G speeds a long time ago. Like 1 year ago, I actually stopped. Like 1 year. Thank God I stopped receiving two. The good thing is that 1 year ago, I actually stopped receiving 2G speeds on my phone, thankfully. So the good news is that 1 year later, 1 year ago, I no longer received 2G data speeds on my phone at all. But again, this is why I would never switch to a plan that has 2G speeds, because it's just pointless and it's very slow. Like I actually complained a lot in the past about having those speeds, but I don't really want to go into that for various reasons. But honestly, I would just stick. I would just stick to an unlimited plan, or like honest. I would just like stick to an unlimited plan, or to be honest though, I wouldn't cons you. To be honest though, I wouldn't consider. To be honest though, I wouldn't consider you guys. To be honest though, 2G data, unless the 2G speeds are like very slow, and I know you guys don't want to be on the plan where you're getting 2G speeds. If if you don't want to receive any 2G speeds or anything, it's best that you like go it's best that you turn on Wi-Fi, or go it's best that you like turn on Wi-Fi at your house It's best that you use Wi-Fi more and or switch to an unlimited plan if you're like out and about, or like purchase a hotspot directly from your carrier itself just so you're getting that full speed data so you don't have to worry about getting 2G speed. So I know I said a lot, so I'm going to be closing out this video for now. Honestly, if you guys want to know about more information about 2G speeds, I will have videos linked in the video description just so you guys can check it out. Anyways, this is me signing off.
Hiding, no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you. Oh, I regret for losing the one who loved me.